Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. All right, guys. So, I want to get into a couple of things today. I'm going to be on Atlantis PTS for DCUO today. There are a couple known issues that's been reported, already videos done on it, so I kind of want to get it out of the way, just to point it out. Okay, we have a current problem with Atlantis not being able to switch out to our other builds. That means our armory's not functioning. But if I hit the T, which switches roles within the set, I'm able to do that. Downside to this is optimization. So I'm in basically like a DPS with a healer role. That is really going to affect my restoration stat pool and my healing capability, or vice versa, or for trolls, tanks, so on and so forth. What the problem of it is not so much the zone area where players are going to have a considerable amount of problem doing content. It's in your alert and raids, and especially elite raids. Because if you're a hardcore player and you're in one of the elite content players, you're going to want to switch loadouts with proper fight mechanics. Meaning, typically through trash mobs, people will run melee, and then you'll run down maybe one troll, and you can run solo healer majority of the time, and maybe one tank. But then when you get into boss fights, sometimes you need two tanks, and then you always typically run two trolls, because you'll have a feeder, and then you'll have a battery. And a player will switch between DPS and troll, or a player will switch between DPS and off tank. So, unless you need another healer, typically you solo heal everything, unless you got splits, and if you roll splits, then you'll have a secondary healer, so on and so forth. But, that's a problem. That's a huge issue, because if I try to switch my build, we get a notification saying, cannot activate build while transform, because it's due to our swimming. Right? That's a problem. Right? I can't switch. I cannot switch my loadout. I'm stuck in this loadout. Okay, so that's kind of one of those issues that's going to be like, oh shit. So there are certain raids that do have dry areas in which you can do this, but one raid's completely underwater. So if I go back to one of my bases, my main base anyways, that has my armory, I have a second base to show later on the importance of trying to optimization. But, you know, all of a sudden I'm back at the base, I'm in my DPS role, I switch out, and now I'm back at my healer role because I have pistols as my DPS ranged, and then I have blasters as my healer role, which is kind of important. But then I can go back to Atlantis, and at this moment they're aware of it. I don't know if it's going to be fixed in time. If it isn't, what I suggest is staying in primary role and then just hit the T. But optimization for raids is going to be problematic, so unless they fix this issue, meaning we're not going to be able to do a lot of switch out gameplay. So now I'm in healer role, and then I can just go ahead, hit my T, and then I can switch to a DPS loadout without compromising my primary role. But to say that it's not going to be somewhat affected is pretty bullshit. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a couple... Okay, I'm going to be doing some content. We'll be going over, hopefully I'll be doing some raids. I'll also be doing some, hopefully the alert. Single player, I'll go over it again. There's a lot of things that hopefully we'll see. Elite or non-elite? That's the next thing you want to know. Trollers, man. We need trollers. At least a troll. A troll would be good. Okay. Just kidding. Because we got two forms of the raid. We have elite and then we have non-elite. And our new raid. So we have the elite versions. I'm not going to get any loot from this. I wish they would just remove the lockouts. Honestly. Yo, morning Kel, what's up? I really wish they would remove lockouts, to be honest with you. Okay, so there's going to be a difference between the loadouts and armory switch outs. It's a problem. It's a problem, especially for elite raids, man. Elite raids, holy fuck. I mean, seriously. It's going to be a major problem. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could lie to you guys, but I honestly cannot. And I'm hoping they resolve the issue before launch. And they should just get rid of the transfer, like if the restriction for. And I understand why they don't, because a lot of people are going to say it has to go with gorilla form and shit like that. And I understand that, and I really do. But unfortunately, I mean, what's to be anticipated? And I can't believe some of these DPS don't have a troll loadout. That's like, what the hell is this? Atlantis is really cool. As far as, besides the bug, besides the armory and loadout bug that's occurring, and it's unfortunate, it is pretty cool. One of the downsides, in my opinion, though, to this new DLC is the lack of the same shit, you know, the same quest lines. It's going to get monotonous, to say the least. So the swimming area is cool. The effects are cool. Graphically, for the engine, it's stunning. Better than Fortnite, better than World of Warcraft. But, you know, hey, man, whatever. People want to complain about graphics, but World of Warcraft doesn't even have these type of graphics. But people still, millions still play it. But hey, whatever. But at the end of the day, we're gonna have, it gets monotonous with the quest lines, because we only got, like, let's break this down. I'm missing only one quest. Let's go over this. So we have a 241 quest load. So we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 potential quest lines that can be done, and we have, that's a weekly, daily, weekly, daily. So we have 2 dailies and 3 weekly or 5 weeklies. I'm uninformed about this game. What's the loadout bug? Okay, the loadout bug. So we have, we can switch builds in raids, Kel. So what I can typically do, I'm setting a healer gear. So typically if I hit T on this, or in this game, if I hit, I can switch between my load out. Okay, so this is where it's at, loadouts. So I have a healer, my primary, which is my healer, and then I have my damage. So if I hit the 1 button, I can switch, but it doesn't change out my gear, right? So if I hit T, just the T button, it switches me back to, it switches me to damage roll, but it doesn't change out my gear, right? Because I have healing gear on. See, it says required roll, healer. Over on the left hand, it says item level. Below that says healer, right? But if I hit my button to switch my roll, you'll see in the chat box, it says cannot activate while transformed, because we're in water, because due to the swimming. So we can't change out. Now, if I go to my house or anywhere else other than Atlantis, it's anywhere but water, right? Anywhere but water, I can switch out. So if I can, but that makes me optimal for like elite raids. So that means the hardest content in the game, and you need it. You need, like, tanks need to be able to switch between DPS and tank mode. So they have 2 sets of gear. Same thing with secondary trollers, usually feeders. Batteries always stay. So right now I'm in healer gear, right? I'm in my healer gear. You'll see my icon above there. Let me hit the T to switch back. So I'm back at my healer roll, right? Now if I hit my 1 button, you'll see my cannon on my hand disappear, and I'll have pistols now. Why? Because my build is built for pistols and not hand blasters. So now though, but when I go in, now I have DPS gear. It says item level required, but it doesn't say healer. So the healer's gone. So I'm now optimized for DPS. My gear is completely optimized for DPS roll, right? But then when I switch back and I hit my 2 button, you'll see my cannon reform. Go back on there. I go back into the gear, and now it says required rolls healer. So now I'm back in my healer gear, my healer setup. And it's due to the armories here. Okay? So this is my DPS armory. This is my healer armory. Also, what that means is my artifacts. Everything optimized. So as far as like my augments go, I have my restoration augments. That means I get more restoration. That means better heals, right? But then when I switch out to the other role and I go back to DPS, right? For augments, you'll see might, which is DPS. And that's why optimization is kind of important, especially in elite raids. So without that, we're pooched. For like tanks, well, not primary roles, but secondary roles like your off tanks and your feeders are the most important. Batteries is not going to change. We're going to use a battery troller regardless, even through trash. So that's no biggie. And even in your alerts, no real biggie. But when it comes to elite raids, yeah, problem. Major problem. Because leagues run multiple loadouts and multiple armories. It's the way it goes. If you're going to be the top end player in the game, you're going to use armory setups. And you're also going to have multiple layer setup because you're going to optimize for potential loadouts. So, I mean, that's an issue, man. I mean, you don't have to, but usually hardcore players will have 2 base setups for optimization. But yeah, it's a problem. This is a huge issue, man. This isn't even just a little. It's like I can be in my healer gear and just switch out to a quick load, what we call a quick load, which means I'm still in healer gear. I just have my DPS load out, my DPS bar load out. That's awesome. I wish ESO had something like that, at least something that could say PD. Oh, I do. I agree totally. I've always said that. It would be awesome, especially for CP allegations. Yeah, no. And that's why I said this game, a lot of players in this game who stick to this game, at least raiders, not casuals you can pug. You can pug non-elite raids in this game. Pretty easy. As long as you have competent players. As long as you have competent players, pugging raids, non-elite raids is fairly easy. But if you're going to be endgame, and like when I get to endgame, I was hoping maybe to start doing some recruiting for my league. When you're looking at endgame, you're looking at elite. Now I do have some endgame players that I'm familiar with, so and I'm a troller, so they'll probably take me under their wing without me required to join league. But a lot of leagues will require you to join for the elites. And elite doesn't really give you much of anything, but you need the elite raids for feat achievements, not for gear progression. So elite raids doesn't have like necessarily better progression system or more marks, but for feat achievements, absolutely. So when you're trying to achieve feats, you're going to do the hardest content. That's what you're doing it for. You're doing it for the feat achievements, but. You know, and I'm loving the Atlantis world, but like the dailies, we got 2 fucking dailies and what 4 weeklies. I mean, to me, this is a crime, man. I do like the notification. Like they do have notifications now in the game, which are zone notifications. So if there's something going down and you're in the zone, if you're in it, you get notification that people are doing that. And I feel like they could do that more and expand upon that. So we're having a problem getting a troller. Hold on. I need to go back to group. I think we're doing a non-elite raid. I think we're forming up non-elite. I was in elite last week. Yeah, we need a troller. Now, see, we're going to do non-elite. If we're doing elite, we want 2 trollers. Non-elite, we can get by with 1. But if we're going to do elite, we're going to want a battery and we're going to want a feeder. I could solo heal. That's not an issue. That's not too much of my problem. Why did I put that there? Frig. I mean, it's no biggie, but... Shit. Hold on. I gotta go back to my layer, make sure. I think I already unlocked... We'll find out. Hold on. I hate doing this, but... Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Now, I don't have my other trinkets. Typically, I run a 4 trinket configuration, but the other ones are just amplifiers. So I don't really need... too much. We need a fucking troller, man. We're missing 1 troller. That's about it. But the world's pretty awesome. But the problem of it is it just gets monotonous. And that's the only thing they need to change up. And our zone area is pretty big considering in terms of other zones, which that's how the worlds are brought up. So I'm in an open, like more of an open area, but we are restricted to this district of Atlantis. And it looks like, look, it looks like a face, you know, 2 eyeballs, and then we got this like weird mouth looking thing. And this looks like an ultrasound for me. Yeah, there's a couple of things like, I wish they would have like, everything seems cluttered. So look at all these red NPCs. So all the red little triangle things are NPCs. And for me personally, now I haven't bumped into briefings or anything as of yet, or collections, which I imagine there are floating around here somewhere, which keeps you occupied. But honestly, I wish they would have. See, it feels cluttery. On my way to a meeting, but have a great stream, brother. Atlantis looks pretty nice. It is. It's good gameplay, but we got a couple of bugs. Hopefully they iron it out. But thank you. I appreciate that. But there's a couple of things that I really hope they address, because I feel like a fish in a bowl. Like I feel like they could have spread out the architecture. Look, the buildings are on top of each other. They could have literally spread this out and opened up the map area. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's so cluttered. Like, it's good. The coral's good. The graphics are awesome. I want a zone to be worthy, and I want quest lines that keep me occupied if I'm going to spend the next 3 months in a zone. That's all I'm asking, man. Let's hub these quests together. Let's tie in quest lines. And let's go ahead. Now, there's no duos. A couple of people are really pissed that there's no duo update on this DLC. We have a new solo. We have a new alert. The alert's actually badass. The raids are really good. I'm really happy with the raids, man. Actually, that's why if you're playing this game, you play for PvE all day. And the raid game is some of the best in the industry. The music, I love the music. If you guys can hear it, I don't know if you can. And the whales, the sound effects are done really great. You can see, you know, these migrations of fish, you know, swimming around. This is schools of fish that are, you know, moving together. That's what those streams are. They're moving so fast you actually can't see them, but you know, they're schools of fish. So, and then of course, if you look up, you will see certain whales floating around. Like they're like clouds right over there's the whales. And they'll float over even the top, and you're looking up at up from the ocean. It's done really good, you know. So there are a lot of really cool aspects to the gameplay, and you know, I just can't believe we didn't find a troller. Why in the hell can't we get a troller? There's a lot of really cool things. Like here's the boss. The mini boss, zone mini boss, which is a weekly. That's sad to me that it wasn't harder. Like we two-manned it. Somebody was actually soloing it, and I just went in and helped. So I feel like they could put like an event in here or something. But there's so many issues that just kind of will kind of depress you. When it come down to the longevity, I guess, of the area. So that's my only concern. I'm thinking long term, like next 3 months. You know I mean, it's cool when you can break up the zones and you go from zone to zone and do them and get your marks or whatever on multiple tunes, and that's cool. Atmosphere, art. There's nothing I could say about the art team in any situation. I really can't. Okay. Let me pick this up. This is a daily too, I want to say. No, it's a weekly. See? See, that's a weekly, man. God, son of a bitch, why? And you can give alternate rewards. You don't always have to be marks, man. You can give housing items and shit. I mean, seriously, come on, man. I mean, maybe I'm being too critical, maybe, but I'm thinking of it. I'm gonna say what other people are gonna think, man. I'm not trying to be like, you know, negative. I'm just being honest. It's like the content looks good, the atmosphere looks amazing. The effects, how they're working in the water, simply stunning. But overall, I just feel like is this going to be a three to 4 months that you're participating in either the events or the zone progression? And I feel like so much content is poured into the raids and the alert, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. That's probably one of my favorite aspects of the game. That it overshadows the zones. or what zone should be trying to accomplish. It's like, great, I have this great zone with, you know, a beautiful setting that I'm doing a couple of weeklies and literally what? 2 dailies? What? I mean, what's the point? We don't have leveling. I'm not leveling in this bitch anytime soon. You know? Oh, Jesus, I love that supercharge. And the one is always a grind quest, like kill 300, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, great, excellent. So I have like a short quest, whatever. Just give me something, god damn it. And that's bugging up that graphic glitch. They could have put a voice, you know, on Rescued Atlantis too, like, thank you for your assistance. I'll tell Queen Mara of your good deed or something. Like, that's one thing I loved about the Syndicate Zone. Like when you're helping people, all this good deeds are gonna get you in trouble. You know, they're like, okay. Thanks for the notification. I actually like that. That was pretty humorous, to say the least. Screwed up there. Why can't we get a troller? Why? Why do people hate playing trollers? Why? Why? Boy, I'm provoking all sorts of fights. We just need a stupid troller. One more. Better be a fucking troller. If we don't get a troller, we're screwed. We're so screwed. We're gonna be screwed if it's not a troll. Oh my god, the power problems we're gonna have. It's pug life, even in test server. Why isn't anybody playing troller? Typically, I play. This is why I play troller lately. I have no problem getting groups. People fucking love me. The world is amazing. It's a really good size. I haven't bumped into any fucking briefings. Like, none. Jeez, Matesis. We're having some major malfunctions. Whoa. There's a graphics glitch. That shouldn't have happened. That was weird. Like, there was a graphic anomaly that just occurred. Like it was fine when you went in, but there was like some sort of distortion, slight distortion. When you see those white dots, it just means there's shit down here that you can do. Just blink on and off. Okay. And that's a weekly. Okay. No style. Doesn't even matter. I'm actually going to take this compound though to pop it for the raid. I'm popping the fucking compound. Oh, hey, we got it. We got it. We got the ring control. Nice. Okay, there we go. So now you'll see the tank. Now see the tank's queuing for both roles. Typically you can play both roles. Except armor. You're not gonna, your armor is inaccessible at the moment. We have two tanks. Typically one tank, okay. So typically at the boss fights, you can run two tanks, one for mob control, one for boss. Boss, a single target, and then there's multi-pull for add tank. The problem is usually off tank rolls DPS for trash and then switches to tank in boss fights. See, and there's a notification. A swarm of monsters is attacking. So that we have notification. I just wish we put a dynamic event in the game. Give the same notification that an event's occurring. We can go in and, you know, try to meet up. And there's like, you know, an icon or something that appears on the map. On, you know, the large scale map.
Good. You've arrived. Your life in Atlantis will not be forgotten. The throne room is just ahead. Wrath should not be suspecting our arrival. Move with caution.
Keeping my hots down to my high tide. Something's lost. The tank. It's gonna fill him up. It's gonna take a lot of energy. We're gonna hit these super charge. Sorry, dude, that you had to die. Luckily, I saved the tanks. People need to stop fucking going in. We got all the aggro in the room because people just sped through. That's not a good sign. I mean, I know it's not elite. This is normal grade. Still. I just got a death on my heel because of stupid shit. Yo, man. Is that a melee, dude? Why, if with the bug, why are you running melee? Do not, okay, here's my advice if you're going to be a raider in this game. If you're going to be a raider, don't run melee if there's a bugged. Don't run melee at all. It's all ranged. You run ranged loadouts, man. Always. Only one who should be within melee is friggin' tanks. You can have melee builds, but for trash, that's one thing. But boss fights, you don't want to be melee ever. Tank's doing an awesome job. Let's hope we get these debuffs. Last raid I was in, Troller wasn't debuffing. Black Mantis. They did such a good job.
Touching eulogy, Manta, but far too premature. Coram Wrath, as the one true king of Atlantis, I demand you face me in combat for the throne. You are not worthy.
You see, Wrath, you may be king, but it is my destiny to kill the Aquaman.
Alright. This is where it really gets crazy. So we have 2 boss fights. We have like the 1 snake fight, and then we have oh, we have 3. We have Black Mantis, we have the Sea Monster, and then we have Cormwrath. Cormwrath fights crazy. Hopefully we can get through it. Last time we was on Elite and it failed. So mechanics are pretty intense. So we at least have 2 tanks now. They did such a good job of Black Mantis. Awesome job. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's already getting eaten. Ah, shit. Just ate Black Mantis. I love the shields too. Graphically, they're pretty cool. Always wait for the tank. Always. Okay, now he's going to pop up on one side. The best thing I can recommend for your healers in your support role is stay towards the middle. So we're running 2 healers. Looks like one was just set up DPS. We should be able to get through this. So 2 healer, 1 troll setup. Okay. I think you can get through with 1 healer, 2 trolls. That's how I would typically see. Always block the first speed crap. I'm gonna drop. Nice recovery. Okay. Usually DPS will Shit. Shit. Well, I'm back. Stupid Spectrum. Of course, it got somebody killed. I'm gonna... I do apologize, my ISP's being stupid. You want to get everybody up as soon as that monster comes back. Save it for the pull. Last phase. See, this is where usually it'll switch out to. Now. Shield it up. Done. Finish it off. Somebody's got the mechanic. Hot. Shield up one more time. Should be finished. Lock.
The silent school has unearthed ancient
Let me make sure this is streaming, hopefully. Yep. We're good. Should be.
magic that is mine to wield. The darkness has chosen me, anointed me as its avatar. No longer will Atlantis cower below the surface.
It's pretty good. Mechanics are really friggin' good.
The lowest become
It's good.
today. The depths will rise. Hold on. He's raising Atlantis to the surface.
He's raising Atlantis to the surface. Holy sheep. Ooh. So we have a load screen in a raid that's not typical. It's new. I mean, I guess. You're right. I mean, technically. So Atlantis has now been dewaterized. So this is where we could switch if we wanted to. Right? Technically, this is where you can switch. Same map as before, except now we are literally topside.
We will hide no more. Atlantis will conquer the surface world, and I will rule as king. The people of Atlantis will never fight for you. You are right. Atlantis is not worthy. I deserve greater. I will use the relics of the Zodiac to channel the full power of the Abyssal Dark and create my own kingdom. Atlantis will perish, and the kingdom of Wrath will reign eternal.
It's a good fight scene. Special effects looks good too.
No, it cannot be. The trident of Poseidon destroyed.
They should have shown that.
And you and all of Atlantis will follow.
Okay, we're running 2 healers, solo tank. I swear I would have 2 for ads, man, but hey. I do not want to get hit by Quorum Wrath. He's always going to go by one of the artifacts. And you want to be really careful because the sea monster will come back in on the side of you and spew on your ass. Can we get the trash down, please, peeps? They did fucking bar it up. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Kill the fucking trash, man. Yep, here I go. DPS doesn't get on trash, we're gonna get screwed. That's a lot of trash. Up, block, roll. believe you can use also the pillars for like a deterrent. Kind of like a loss effect. Holy fuck. I wish we could type during knockouts. Better get me. Get. Kill ads. Holy flip. Why aren't we killing the ads? These ads are stacking, man. Oh shit. Oh shit, wrong way. They're not doing the fucking mechanics, man. We're stuck over here on one artifact. They're focused so much on the main boss. Oh shit. Come on. Come on. Shit. Oh shit. I guess there's one way more than one way to skin a cat. Supercharge. Good call. Good looking out, bruh. Wow. Big, bad, and ugly. Ooh. Corum Wrath is invincible? Yeah, that's not a good sign. It's an enrager. Enraged. He's enraged. What do you want us to do? God, I just got fucking smashed. Everybody's dying. Yep, that's a wipe. That's a wipe. Wow. Wow. Yeah, hell yeah, it was 16 fucking million. Fury, what kind of healer is Fury, I wonder? Sorcery. What the fuck, man? Yes. Electric healers are pretty good. Good burst heals. I do more hots and preventive on water, but well, this loadout anyways. We got Tempest Guard, Smoothing Mist. It's my priority. Heals over time if I'm in high tide. We're gonna use Solace of the Sea in here. I think that's probably just something I should do. I want to keep the heal, I want to keep the high, I want to keep the high tide, I want to keep the shield. So we'll put Solace in. It's fine. Okay. Let's go. I don't even know what the hell killed me. Gotta kill that thing. Somebody better get that dude up. Alright, I'm gonna try this. I got a couple minutes and I gotta go. Hope we can get a recovery. Our tank is down. It's an ad issue, man. What's going on in this fight. Like I said, I would roll 2 tanks in this fight, man. We have no tank. We're fucked. And I think he DC'd. Getting overran. And game over, man. That's it. That's it. Game over. Let's hit. That's it. It's game over. Have to AoE those ads. Nice run, though. All right, so I'm out of here. Okay, so I got to get going. The raid is really challenging. Even that's not even on an expert. That's not. That's normal. That's normal mode. That is normal mode. If that tells you anything, that is normal mode. So at the end of the day, AOEs, man. Ads, and more ads. You have to maintain ads. They're like, I switched it up. I went more single target. I kind of felt a little kind of comfortable and relaxed with 2 healers. Then I went with the ground AOE heal, which is fine. But at the end of the day, if the ads get overwhelming, you're gonna die. Your group's gonna wipe. And a lot of people don't think that this game can be challenging. And I can assure you, no matter how much I stream or what I stream, endgame is very challenging in DCUO. And that's where this game shines. Because that's what the devs put into, is the raids and the alerts. And it shows, and they do a great job. The only thing I really would like to see in future, if not in Atlantis, but in future DLCs, is more zone content, as far as keeping things kind of lively between weeklies. Because remember, raids are weeklies, alerts are dailies. We have 1 alert at endgame, and we have 2 raids. So zone events and zone quest lines are kind of important, and you can spread out different type of reward systems and not just marks of progression. So I hope later on, because it brings continuity to the zone and the storyline as a whole. So hopefully they do that in the future. Like I said, there are a few known bugs, some issues, but the content is solid. Raid is solid. It's challenging. There's a lot of challenge to it. Progression system for the elite raids will be there, because obviously you're going to want to get your next tier up to progress into elite, to go feat, to acquire your new feat in elite. So yeah, progression still holds true. So yep, pretty much said and done. It's good. It's good. Some mistakes on my part for sure. Group, it's a pug. So I felt like we did pretty good. We were falling apart during ads, man. It wasn't the boss and the mechanics overall that was killing us. Just getting overwhelmed by ads was fucking us. So, and that comes back to AoE. And, hey man, what can I say? Alright guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Once again, Mystic Raven, Mystics MMOs. Thank you guys for watching, and once again and always, have a nice day.